And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Oh, John, thank God.
Williams, what the hell are you doing here?
Myers. Is he dead?
Myers has zero emotion. He has no motives. If he sees, he kills.
Tell the town to lock their doors. No one in, no one out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to JMN Multiverse of Media as we continue to bring you all the wrestling this week here as we pay attention to TNA and Slammiversary Ring of Honor. Welcome to the night's festivities as we look at the fallout from Slammiversary and go into following that shortly. Slammiversary. Hello, once again, I am the Seminole Foster, but I am never alone on this platform. Believe it or not, I'm not Joey Styles, although people think I should be. I think they're crazy, to say the least. I'm with Avatar Man, Jeff Meacham, and thank you all for tuning in as we give you a bit of pre-show hype into tonight's Fallout 2 TNA Impact. Coming off the heels of an incredible Slammiversary, we'll also recap the results as well. And again, shortly after that, we'll be simply predicting the Ring of Honor Depth Before Dishonor preview that we'll also be covering here tomorrow. Before I say anything else, just want to remind you all that you all make this possible. So please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, don't need to dictate. Kathleen Steele, Jeffy's Nerd, Great Cherry Friend, Super Chat. It is as simple as that. Avatar Man, Jeff Meacham, good to see you on screen. Good to be back here once again with you virtually. How you doing?
Doing okay. Had a very fun episode of Dads this afternoon and got a phone call I wasn't expecting today, but a very helpful phone call as I proceed forward with the next year and a half of our family's life. And I'll leave it at that for now, because otherwise I'll get in shenanigans with other people I shouldn't get shenanigans with. But it's been a good day. I'm not going to lie, Mr. Foster. And Looking forward to hearing you and JJ on the call with tonight's episode of Impact. Again, we're fresh off the 20th edition of Slammiversary, which went off like a rocket buster, as a certain underwhelmed AEW announcer might put it. But I digress on that. It was a great pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to this. We're kicking off the show with the new world champion. We're going to hear from Josh Alexander on his decision-making process. And we've got a whole lot of quality in-ring entertainment, as TNA do.
And again, we follow, of course, the commercial-free stream as part of the insiders of TNA here on YouTube. And you folks can follow as well for literally $1 to catch TNA for free, weekly, commercial-free, starting 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 90 straight minutes of literally total nonstop action. So, of course, we will begin our actual play-by-play watch-link coverage at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
Exactly. We enjoy the commercial-free presentation. That's why we pay for it. And on that note, I'm going to bring in your official tag team partner, because I have not yet said his name, but he will when I say it. He shall appear. He is the Renegade, JJ Williams.
There we go. No clapping needed. JJ, good to see you. There we go. Again, we believe. That being said, JJ, good to see us prepare for TNA. Before we talk about everything, allow me, people, to bring you up to speed on what happened at Slammiversary, because this is the fallout. We, of course, started off with the 0 hour, as I like to pretty much call every pre-show at this point, and had quite some interesting matches. A fair 4-way knockouts exhibition with Fabi Apache, Giselle Shaw, and the winner, Tasha Steelz, stealing it from Giselle Shaw, pinning, of course, Saya Brookside. Damn it. We also had the Knockouts Tag Team Championships defended successfully by the Militia, as Alicia Edwards, Masha Slayer was defended against Spitfire, Danny Luda, and Jody Fret, not without shenanigans, by the shirt. We also, of course, had a unique reincarnated Kushida channeling some Japanese yokai and folklore and legends to beat Rich Swann, and impromptu Eric Young returned home to Slammiversary along with Alex Hammerstone, who got called the most dangerous move in the business, a roll-up. As we went into the actual show, Broken Matt Hardy, did JDC. We also had Jake Something! Jake Something took on Mike Santana. Great exhibition match. And Mike Santana, of course, went, I had to do that.
Yes, I know.
Never get tired of that. We also had an incredible moment where love won in the end. Can't believe I just said that. But believe it or not, folks, PCO's a double champion in 2024. He beat Flop Dollar. All right. He beat AJ Francis. And it did not come about all sorts of shenanigans, including an impromptu assist by Sonny Khan, I would put it. And he is now the new digital media and international heavyweight champion, and apparently engaged to Steph Delander, which means a TV wedding is on the way. Damn it. We also had the system taken down as the ABC beat Eddie Edwards and, of course, Brian Myers, also neutralizing Alicia Edwards. We have a brand new exhibition champion as the 8-month campaign of undefeated nature was halted and redemption earned by one of the greatest screw jobs in history by the man that called it, Earl Hebner. As people might believe, submit to Mustafa Ali in the sharpshooter. I still can't believe that freaking happened. And I'm so glad too. People, congratulations. Now we can really make the X Division truly greater than anything it could be before. We also had, gotta give credit due, Ask by Elegance probably just had the best match in her wrestling career, taking the Juggernaut to the limit. But Jordan Grace is still our TNA Knockouts World Champion. And, of course, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, as Avatar Man put it, it's a new era in TNA. The system has finally failed. Moose was eliminated by Joe Hendry, while Josh Alexander eliminated Joe Hendry. We go down the ending stretch. In the end, it came down to Nick Nemeth and Frank Kazarian, and Nick Nemeth sent Kazarian into the danger zone, and Nick Nemeth is the new TNA World Champion. What a phenomenal pay-per-view.
It was a damn good show to kind of kickstart this new era of TNA. Lots of surprises. As much as none of us had PCO as a double champion getting proposed to by Steph Delander, on our wrestling bingo cards.
Right.
I don't think any of us had a return and redemption of Earl Hebner either. So, it's like I'm not sure which one is more dumbfounding at this point, because wrestling weddings are kind of the norm. But Earl Hebner on my TV screen redeeming himself in Montreal in 2024, I don't think anybody would have called that.
Earl Hebner, TNA Hall of Famer, might I add, referee, back in Montreal without being sentenced to a guillotine. Yep, definitely didn't think about that, even in my wildest limited ideas of fantasy booking. That's TNA for you.
It is, and good on them. Good on them for pulling those surprises out. TNA is impressing me week in and week out. I can't say the same thing when it comes to other companies, but TNA is definitely upping their game here in 2024, and I'm about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm all about progression in the opportunity and the cohesive nature of the business working together to bring everything forward. And speaking of which, of course, Slammiversary might not be the only file we discuss, because, of course, NXTNA has literally caused these weekly watch-alongs to happen with you, me, and Walter Cruz. As, of course, you and I will strictly cover NXT over the next 2 weeks because it's Great American Bash. But whether or not me and you continue to do TNA over the next few weeks, it comes down to the context of the show and if the people want it. But that being said, NXTNA once again took center stage, because there's a reason I didn't talk about one particular match, because the Rascals have been owning trios action on both fronts. After an incredible 6-man, the Rascals beat No Quarter Catch Crew at Slammiversary and followed up in an impromptu 6-man tag, beating Javon Evans and, might I add, the NXT Tag Team Champions, pinning one half of them this past Tuesday on NXT. Not to mention the man that we said his name will also be involved in NXT, giving us a concert next week at the Great American Bash.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin about this NXT when it comes to my NXT.
Damn it.
The Rascals, I think the Rascals reuniting as a trio has kind of hit a nerve with people, because when this NXT crossover began, I think this is one thing that everybody wanted the most. Yeah, you can sit here, you can talk to me about AJ Styles, but he's not NXT. He's the main company.
Yep.
But if you're looking strictly at NXT and TNA, there's 2 Rascals on one company and a former Rascal on the other. And I think it's just one of those things that everybody wanted to see. It would be like if we got a WW AEW crossover. I think everybody would be waiting for a Shield reunion.
Oh,
because you
without a
still
doubt.
got Roman and Seth, but then you got Mox on the other side. And everybody would just be waiting to hear that music like we did at Mania this year.
Yeah.
Sierra, Hotel, Indio, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Yeah,
So I think that's what people wanted the most out of this crossover, is they wanted the Rascals back together. And they made us wait for it. They didn't give it to us right away. They let it bubble. They let it boil under. They let it cook, as the kids say, until it came to that right moment. And then they pulled the trigger.
Boy, did they.
And everybody has been freaking loving this.
I mean, literally, that Tuesday night main event felt like X Division showcase explosion.
I'm going to say it right here, Noah.
What?
Night 2 Great American Bash will be the Rascals versus Axiom and Frazier. I'm calling it. The question is, will it be Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz? Or will it be MSK, who, according to what I saw this week, never officially lost the titles?
You would be correct. on that statement.
So would it be the former Nash Carter and Wesley challenging Axiom and Frazier?
I feel it's poetic.
But I'm calling it right now that we're going to get the Rascals versus Axiom and Frazier in some capacity for night 2 of the Great American Bash.
I think you're definitely on to something. I also think we're going to get the Battle of the Joes because something tells me this song is not going to be appreciated by everybody from Scotland, particularly one individual more than the others he rolls with. I think we're getting Joe Hendry versus Joe Coffey week 2. And I'm
Wait a minute, Noah. Did you say his name?
Don't.
As far as he goes, I don't know what was better this week. The video package narrated by him, or the fact that he actually flyered everybody's car with autographed posters promoting the concert for next week.
This guy still puts in the work to this damn day. If you do not believe in this man, something's wrong with you as a professional wrestling fan. Don't at me.
If you are an independent wrestler, and I'm using that term loosely because I know Joe's contracted at TNA, but if you are an independent wrestler and you want to learn how to promote and get yourself over, there are two men that you need to study. Number one is that man, Joe Hendry. The other is Gino Rivera. Both of them are the masters at promotion when it comes to online and just that type of footwork. That's why Gino has gotten so over nationwide.
The marketing, all the marketing. Well, that being said, while we recap, we reminisce, and we look towards the future, let's go ahead and look at tonight. Let's look at the present. Again, we know we're going to hear from a couple people. Let's talk about a little bit of the action to come here, courtesy of TNA Full Nonstop Action. We know that Macklin is not here for redemption. He is here for a reckoning, and it won't be by design. But it sounds like Cody Deaner right now is in his crosses. We got Steve Macklin going one-on-one against Cody Deaner tonight. And I got to imagine that Steve Macklin is going to be extra furious considering he was the first man eliminated in that six-pack eliminator challenge for the TNA World Championship.
Yeah, I definitely don't think this bodes well for Deaner unless they're going to start booking Macklin to have this major losing streak. An upset victory by Deaner could be huge in getting Deaner over, especially since he loves to give the fans what they want.
He's
trying to be a people fighter. Yeah. You know, Macklin, for some reason to me, didn't seem like he fit with everybody else that was in that main event at Slammiversary. And that's weird to say, but when you think about everybody else that was in that match and the momentum they've had, like all the pieces seem to fit for me except for Macklin.
That's interesting.
I don't know why. Know why, but just something about him in that match seemed off to me.
That's interesting you say that, considering one, he beat a former TNA World Champion to get that spot in Sami Callihan. Two, he won the TNA World Championship literally last year in Canada. And why it wasn't Montreal, it is what it is when he won the Rebellion Complex in Toronto. And three, he did get a pin on Josh Alexander prior to this, tagging alongside Moose, which made you wonder, could the two work together to get towards the downward stretch? And if I remember correctly, I think it was Moose that eliminated Macklin. So it's interesting that you say that Macklin right now almost might as well be forgotten. So I'm not exactly sure how to interpret what I might see tonight, because right now, if I look at the TNA roster, Macklin's kind of at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious to see also if Cody Deaner, again, turns into something based on the people's choice, like some weird no disqualification warfare, and whether or not his cousin, his brother, Jake something, comes to his aid, because it looked like for a little bit, they finally, mended broken bridges when it was violent by design that ruined everything to begin with. And also, like, for a moment, they were going to go for it as a tag team. But also, to echo further sentiment on that point, something also lost to Slammiversary. He's not even on the card tonight.
Well, you can't get everybody on the card every night. And you figure
No.
they probably filmed at least 2, if not 3 episodes
Yep.
during
That's
their
usually what they do.
tapings. So just because he's not there tonight doesn't mean he won't be there next week.
And it doesn't
Maybe
mean
we'll get a
also,
backstage promo or something to kind of set something up.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or, you
I'm
know,
curious what NXT involvement may have come out of those tapings.
Well, let's go ahead and think on that, considering right now it's just TNA reset. Again, we're in a new era. And of course, it's not the only match we're going to have tonight. We talked about the system finally failing a shutdown completely. Well, not completely, but nearly. As we know, the Shamblers does have one half, keyword, one half of the TNA knockouts for tag team championships. But the rest of the system, they failed horribly. But we do have a 6-man tag team match, play us, as the new TNA World Tag Team Champions, the ABC, Ace, Austin, and Chris Bay. I sometimes merge their names, so I had to pause for a moment to make sure I didn't screw that up. And they are teaming alongside the broken Matt Hardy up against the former tag champs themselves, the System and JDC. With Matt Hardy literally giving a tryst of hates with fates behind them, and some vengeance, if we're being perfectly honest here, to JDC. Not to mention JDC trying to be in the good graces of the system. I always said, though, a system has its bugs. I think there's a bug. I almost wonder now, after them ruling TNA since Hard to Kill practically, even though they've been the tag champs since Sacrifice, can the system reboot this quickly at the Slammiversary?
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're definitely on shaky ground. I'm curious how the militia is going to play out. Because like you said, Alicia Edwards still has one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Championship, so they still have some gold within the system. But it's honestly the least likely individual that you would imagine.
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting, you know, do we start to see some infighting, and maybe she pulls the whole, you know, well, I still have my championship. Where the hell is your guys's?
System malfunction.
It's going to be interesting. I definitely think that the system takes another L here. The question is for how long do they continue to take those L's, and how long until the system is completely Control Alt deleted.
And then Broken Matt Hardy might once again set his sights on winning the championship of the world, or, dare I say, he and Jeff might go after the TNA World Tag Team Championships for one last run. And of course, that's if Jeff Hardy, of course, recovers after the assault by JDC. And the further that JDC is the one that eats the loss, necessarily I don't think the system is shut down, but I think he will be neutralized from the system. So I am very curious to see how this match plays out, and whether or not Alicia Edwards, who again I've always called her the cheat code, that cheat code was neutralized at Slammiversary. And honestly, JJ, that might have been the biggest difference maker in the ABC winning the tag team championships. Whether Alicia once again is the fault to them losing, or she might be the reason of them winning, I think it's a very interesting thing to think about.
Was the cheat code up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start?
I think that's too obvious, honestly. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. And of course, that's not everything here when it comes to multi-person warfare. We got intergender warfare. Never thought I'd see something like this. As we have the TNA Knockouts World Champion, the Juggernaut Jordan Grace, teaming alongside Eric Young to take on Ash by Elegance and Alex Hammerstone. The victors versus the victims. Straight up. That's literally what this is. But I do wonder, though, that personal concierge that's there, is Rosemary not going to be too far behind after chasing that man with a freaking knife. Your thoughts?
I'm glad I brewed some coffee beforehand because Ash by Elegance puts me to sleep.
What about Hammerstone?
Honestly, I was talking to Jeff about Hammerstone a little bit after Dad's. Hammerstone has ceased to impress me here. And I think part of the reason why is because if you look at him, he looks like your standard WWE guy. When you look at his physicality, the way he looks like he'd be more suited for WWE as opposed to TNA. And I think that's kind of what it is with me and Hammerstone, is that he doesn't look like he fits these surroundings the way that an Eric Young does, the way that a PCO does, the way that a Kazarian does, or even an AJ Francis. Hammerstone has that jacked WWE main eventer physique. And I'm not saying that some of those guys I named aren't jacked, don't get me wrong, but he just seems like he's out of place in this landscape. And I think that might be why he just hasn't really resonated with me.
I mean, that's kind of fair considering, again, you look at this guy and he was literally the former near longest reigning, I believe, MLW heavyweight champion. He went after the standard of TNA. He fell against him at Rebellion. Then he came back at Slammiversary to try and make a statement. And he lost to one of the heart and souls truly of this company that's died 10 times over and still breathes living amongst us in Eric Young. It's
Quite literally died.
You're right, and then it freaking resuscitated. I don't know how the hell you survive a stabbing, but you know what? Weirder things are happening in professional wrestling, damn it. And then, of course...
Which real quickly, kind of off topic, since you've mentioned the whole resuscitating.
Yeah.
If we're still getting the NXT crossover by this point, if I do not see PCO at Halloween Havoc, they done fucked up.
Yeah.
Think about it. The French-Canadian Frankenstein for Halloween Havoc. Tell me there's not much better booking than that.
Okay, so who the hell do you put him up against in NXT?
Right now, the jury's out on that, but damn it, make it happen. Here. The French-Canadian Frankenstein versus Obafemi.
Oh, Jesus.
Unstoppable Monster versus Unstoppable Monster.
I think you mean unstoppable versus unkillable. PCO's been stopped before, but PCO just doesn't die.
But if PCO is not on my screen for Halloween Havoc, they done messed up. And what a homecoming to WWE for the former Quebecer. Think about it, Noah. Seriously. I know the thought of PCO in 2024 gives you migraines, but think about it from a logistic standpoint. Could there really be anything better?
Okay. You grabbed me by the wrist there and almost rainmaker to me. Okay. You make a valid point, but
and if him and Steph are still together, and if the storyline continues to develop with Lash and Trick on camera.
Oh, good Lord.
There you go right there. You got Lash and Trick versus PCO and Steph. Mixed tag action, baby. Think about it, Noah. Think about it. That's money.
Some things, though, I just don't think are worth the money. Gosh. Well, that being said, I know it will be worth the money. And, of course, that will be, a continued coverage of the professional wrestling industry as it continues to excite us here as we get ready for TNA Impact, the fallout from Slammiversary. My ATW chat is blowing up as the KING King. Shout out to our friend King, who, of course, crossed over one time in the Multiverse of Media. He has given me all the graphics for Ring of Our Death for Dishonor. Of course, we'll be doing Super Diddy following this. And thank you again to those that have been tuning in to the discussion as we get ready to hear with the TNA World Champion, the new TNA World Champion, the one-man Nick Nemeth, who, again, will kick things off here, starting this new era of TNA. Matt, Emmanuel, Daniel, good to see you. And I hope y'all enjoy the conversation, the reactions, the coverage. He finally did it. He finally beat the system. But what the hell can we expect now from the Wanton Man in achieving that as our TNA World Champion? I'm very curious to see what emerges tonight as we now forge towards emergence. So this is gonna be interesting. And apparently they made more matches for Dishonor. So I'm gonna leave King to get those graphics unless Jeff right now is researching. Because again, I have the TNA feed on my screen and I'm waiting for it to refresh. We have less than a minute away. And again, folks, you want to join us, go to TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel, subscribe, become an insider for $1 plus tax, and watch the commercial-free 90-minute total nonstop action edition of TNA Impact with us. You won't regret it. All right. So that being said, JJ, you ready to once again make an impact?
I am. Let us go, man.
As we see right now, talking about, again, the historic record attendance in over a decade, capacity crowd of the TNA faithful on him at Slammiversary in the Verdun Auditorium, as, of course, our cold opener recaps everything we just discussed in our opening here, as we look back at Slammiversary and move forward through its fallout to see what emerges as we head to its emergence, and maybe, just maybe, find out who's bound for glory. So,
should be a hell of a show.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I still can't believe Step to Lander. Usually the man, according to what I've heard, proposes to the woman, right? That did seem normal. Well, then again, it's PCO. Who am I kidding?
Traditionally, you're right, but there have been times in the past when it's happened, and it's honestly kind of adorable when it happens. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna. Nah.
What's the matter, Noah?
Nah. Trying to get a fuzzy feeling out of me. And we're hearing the exclusives, of course, from our still TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace. She talks about that she's here for two things. One, bring the absolute best out of our opponent that people may least expect. Again, Ash by Elegance, best match of your career. Two, demonstrate why she is not just the best here in TNA, but probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. Hard to argue with what the Juggernaut's done this year, JJ.
Yeah, no doubt, especially since she was the first to truly cross the line.
I still can't believe my internet crapped on me during this moment of Earl Hebner literally redeeming himself from the Montreal screw job, calling a win off a sharpshooter. Whatever story of redemption.
Do you believe in Earl Hebner?
I believe in him as much as I believe in Joe Hendry, who again was screwed. 250 pounds of primo elevation. That's all last questions. Who might I add? Pinned the TNA World Champion and guaranteed us a new era here in TNA Impact and beat the system. And Josh Alexander couldn't stand it. I just can't believe what Josh did here. Standing ovation attempt and the low blow in Hendry's uprights, followed by a C4 spike. And it wasn't enough to just pin and eliminate him, JJ. He assaulted the man post-elimination. How downright petty, jealous, and envy can you get? And then your boy Kazarian nearly won off the fade of black, but the one man refused to die and took your guy into the danger zone and cemented himself as the face of TNA and the TNA World Champion.
I'm still kind of like Jeff on that one. As happy as I am for Nick, I'm kind of sad it wasn't Frankie.
Oh, come on.
Nick has been world champion before as Dolph Ziggler.
You're right.
Frankie hasn't had that accolade, and it's long overdue.
Well, just because
granted, he was PWG champion and a few other championships out here, but those weren't world titles.
Again, hasn't won the big one yet. But if Nemeth can beat the system, Maybe the self-proclaimed king of TNA can finally get coronated. Who knows? He might be bound for glory. He might actually be on his road to victory. But tonight, all that matters is we are here for the fallout of Slammiversary as TNA iMPACT starts right now. It's the aftermath, folks, of the biggest preview this year in TNA since TNA returned. Welcome back to Montreal, Canada. Capacity crowd on again in the Verdun Auditorium as we welcome in our new TNA World Champion, the Watson Man, Nick Nemeth. Welcome to TNA iMPACT. That is a beautiful sight.
Yes, yes, it is.
And listen to the people. As Jay Chung welcomes in the new TNA World Champion, Nick Nemeth. What a moment, though, JJ, it was. It's Slammiversary for Nick Nemeth to outlast the field and fight his way through the end, pinning the man that assaulted him and nearly took him out of the match in the process, Frank Kazarian.
Yep. At Slammiversary, he truly showed that he is perfection.
And he showed the world. And not only that, for the first time ever, Nick Nemeth beat the system. This guy that came into TNA at Hard to Kill and literally said that he is here to fight himself once again and do it all over from the beginning as Nick Nemeth. Boy, how 6 months makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And show the world is the best phrase that you could use, Noah, because he is going to show World Wrestling Entertainment where they failed in his push as champion.
Yeah,
I am so excited to see what Nick is going to do here as champion in TNA.
Yeah, let him enjoy it. Let him embrace this moment too, because I know it's traditional that we usually hear you deserve it, but he deserved it and earned it 5 times over. Take it in, man. Take it in, JJ. That's one of y'all's friends too, so I also know how deep this goes for y'all. Crowd chanting, you deserve it, and rightfully so.
He's that guy that always made time for the fans.
Proud and brand new TNA World Champion. And by the way, I love that belt so damn much. Talk about how Cyrus was a hell of a night. Could have gone anyone's way.
Yep.
But most importantly, Moose is no longer the TNA World Champion. Although I do wonder.
Here. I'll drink to that.
Protected, laid back, laid out. And Nick Nemeth promises to be a fighting champion. Anytime, any place, any fighter. Maybe you shouldn't say that too loud. You spit in my face, I will put this online and defend it. Someone might take advantage of that. I'm just saying.
That's fair.
That's still surreal to him. Gee, I wonder why. Promise to make it as special to everybody. I guess it is to him. Any wrestling company. Hello.
Oh.
Any damn night. I will defend this title. You must be a top for wrestling. Do it to his pride for my cold dead hands. And uh-oh. Campaign scene crashing the party.
AJ Styles?
Well, It wouldn't be the first time that a political candidate once again found his way back on the ballot.
Well, I mean, you think about it this way, Noah. The X Division Championship in TNA has always been the secondary title. Granted, it's more of a cruiserweight-esque title, but it's always been the secondary title. So if the Intercontinental title, if the U.S. title were supposed to be the stepping stones to the main event picture in the World Championship, shouldn't this be the same thing for Mustafa Ali?
That's a
coming
fair
off
point.
of a great X Division title run?
That's a fair point. I'll give you that. But right now, it's not Mustafa Ali's time. It's Nick Nemeth's time.
I still trust Ali more than I trust the system.
That I do agree with.
Ah!
Shake your hand? What? Okay.
A little bit of a throwback. Remember Dolph Ziggler's inaugural gimmick in WWE was shaking everybody's hand and introducing himself.
That's fair. That's fair. What? And by the way, folks, in case you don't know, Mustafa Ali tapped out.
Case in point, first time I met him, shook his hand.
That's awesome.
Living the gimmick.
Talk about the biggest screwjob in the history of professional wrestling. That's a bold statement.
No, the biggest screw job in the history of wrestling happened in that city back in 1997.
He said he made the X Division great again, and they cheered. They cheered.
They did. And he did.
It's hard to argue what he did do. Nick Nemeth saying he did a great job. Some magazines to that terrible world. He'd like to shake his hand. That's noble. And then Montreal's own Spirit My Belly beat his ass, right? This is accurate. We gotta go with the facts, right?
Can we just take a moment to breathe in the fact that we have in the ring right now two men who WWE either didn't have or lost faith in?
Right?
One with a just coming off of a dominant X Division title reign, and the other man just crowned the face of the company. Again, here to show the world, Noah.
Right. But he needs to look at it. He needs to work on his words better. He screwed me. He screwed me hard. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah, I'll agree. Ali needs to watch his words just like you do sometimes, you know, coming in the back door.
Wait! Damn it! Come on! Oh, shit.
Just say it, Noah.
Well, I'm just going to share this in the chat. We'll talk more about that during our commercial break. Oh, wait, there's no commercials here.
Yes, that is accurate.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm all confused.
It's all good. It's all good.
Bottom line, though, we saw Mike Bailey tap Mustafa Ali out. Don't appreciate his underhand comments like a politician. Montreal. Shut up when I'm talking. There, yeah, that works, right? New campaign. A new initiative.
Okay. I'm listening.
Uh-oh. He wants to make the TNA world title great again. Wait a second.
Take a number, get in line, but pretty much what I figured, maybe emergence.
Possibly? And we
I
did
mean,
go
that's the next major show.
Yeah. But you also would never said, right? Oh boy. Take a step before I drop you on your ass. And give the champ his space. Let the world know he's a fine champion. Don't need a campaign. Set the red face. You got it. Wait, well, what right now? Not if you're not even dressed to compete. Thinking more like next week. Typical politician procrastinating. And I'll even try. Whoa! Sidestep on that. Just drove. Oh! And super kick to campaign C. The cheap shot denied by Mustafa Ali. Well, the wanted man with the first shot fired. And already somebody wants the bounty on his head around his waist, JJ. Sounds like next week we got a TNA World Championship match.
Awesome. Nick Nemeth wants to prove he is a fighting champion. He's going to put that title on the line, you know. You mentioned our history and Nick, and I mean, I showed you the handshake picture, but like I said, always had time to stop. Great picture from SummerSlam Access with the briefcase, and then our crowning moment, of course, the same day as the pipe bomb.
Oh, no.
The entire Multiverse of Media team there, along with one of our old colleagues, the Lady Killer Ray Larkin. But you got Stat Boy, Meech, and I with the wanted man. And it looks like next week we're getting the wedding, Noah.
No.
PCO and Steph DeLander.
No. Well, that being said, still to come tonight, the Knockouts World Championship title side Young to take on Alex Hammerstone, Ash by Elegance with the personal concierge. We also are going to hear from Josh Alexander, and apparently AJ Friends will be in action one-on-one with Sami Callihan. Still a whole lot more to unpack over the fall Slammiversary, including six-man tag team action. Matt Hart and the ABC go up against the System at JDC. The former tag champs, Alicia Edwards, will be in their corner. It's a packed night here on the final Slammiversary as we go backstage with the new tag champs and Broken Matt Hardy and Gia Miller. Main event. Oh, the six-man's the main event tag.
Of course. I mean, it's got the System in it. What did you expect?
Well, I mean, the System doesn't control.
The System may have fallen at Slammiversary, but they still, until they completely crumble, deserve the main event. As does Broken Matt.
They do have the numbers.
Broken Matt and the ABC looking to prove that everything is 1-2. Sweet.
Going to 7 deities. Wait, did Matt Hardy just said there's somebody here that we all believe in? Huh. Well, anyway, as we go backstage to Nick Nemeth with his brother, Ryan Nemeth, and
I say be mindful for Ryan. I think he's going to turn on Nick sooner rather than later.
Correct me if I'm mistaken. Ryan Nemeth's the younger brother, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, there's definitely going to be a fall of the brothers. But I say, Nick Nemeth pinned Kazarian. Yeah, back of the line, Kazarian. Well, that's right. But Santino, restore the peace, please. Ruckus. Mustafa Ali next week. Oh, Santino, man, he not wasting no time. Sounds like we got Ryan Nemeth versus Frank Kazarian next week.
Yes, sir.
Well, phew. Busy weeks ahead for the Nemeth brothers, TNA World Champion and the Hollywood Hunk. Both booked for next week, it sounds like.
He's a hunk, Santino, not Hungarian. You
Look,
buffoon. God damn it.
Santino's Canadian Italian, all right? So let's give the man a break. And again, as we talked about earlier, Moose is no longer the TNA World Champion. Neither are these men the TNA World Tag Team Champions.
Brian Myers in the full USA track. Oh, they're all in the USA track suits in Montreal. You love to see that kind of heelish. That's good shit.
Well, apparently the system is here tonight, and it works like we're going to hear from them.
It's just like a man wearing an LA Kings jersey in the middle of Sharks territory.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like you're just trying to call for mayhem. Speaking of mayhem, here's mayhem for all as we get ready for our first match here. Believe it or not, folks, it's Steve Macklin going one-on-one against Cody Deaner. Front toward enemy. Bring us in, Jay Chung. Again, as we talked about, JJ, Steve Macklin's got to be boiling over. Not only was he the guy that faced Nick Nemeth in his TNA debut and lost to the Wanted Man, now the Wanted Man's the TNA World Champion, and he was the first man eliminated in that six-way eliminator match.
Well, somebody had to be. Somebody had to be the first one out. So it just kind of was what it was. But Macklin has got to try to prove his worth, got to prove his valor. He's got to try and get the momentum back going again.
So it looks like Macklin's got something to say first. Let's get stuff it off his chest. Remember, last time he was in Canada, he was not welcomed. So I don't think he's going to say anything in good graces. Trying to do what he thought was right. Been at complete control. He beating everybody in the ring. Okay. Hammett. You got caught. He was eliminated. Correct. Oh, I mean, that's humbling. What this must follow. Sacrificing himself. Oh, no. The Canadian people with the audacity to sing, nah, 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 hey, hey, goodbye. They did sing that, by the way, when he was eliminated. And they're doing it again. Hey, look!
Well, yeah, I mean, he just provoked them to do it. Of course they are.
Oh, boy. Damn it, Jeff. Damn it, Jeff. Come on. That's not right. Lamon's Vanner Petrick. And there's the American Pride coming out. Oh, boy. Well, Macklin's clearly not here to make friends. As he tells the Canadian people, nah, 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 nah. Kiss my ass. That's not how that goes. Well, the people's already spoken, and here comes the people's choice, Cody Deaner. This is not going to end well for Cody. I'm just going to put that out there. Watch me out. Cody Deaner saying you need to shut your mouth, as he is a fellow Canadian. Last time I checked, America is all about the freedom of speech. So, I mean, you know. Todd Tenard Canadian in the back. Anthony Corelli. I mean, Santino Marella. Since we choose to get in this ring. The man has shut his mouth. What is Cody thinking? Oh, here we go. It's not his choice. It's not his choice.
It's the people's choice.
That goes for you too, Multiverse of Media. So what's the question? Should he just watch the back and let Macklin keep running his mouth? Or shot at Timmy, sprinkle syrup on his fist, and punch this prick in the mouth. JJ, what do you choose?
Punch that prick. Punch that prick. Punch that prick.
JJ's about violence.
Uh-huh. Yeah, man.
Well, the people have spoken. Oh! And there's the bell, and we got our first match in the way. Cody Deaner teaming up against Steve Macklin. Well, the Lufa press. Yeah, and look, I don't care whether you're American, Canadian, or like I'm part Italian. People can really be stupid, and I'm not sure how smart this is by Cody Deaner as he takes Macklin up and over to the outside. Now looking to follow up. Possible plunge. Wipe Steve Macklin out. Cody Deaner controlling the early going here, JJ. The people are willing him on.
He's got to try and get that offense in here heavy and quick to go caliber athlete like Macklin. As you pointed out, he is a former world champion.
Yeah, of course, he won the TNA World Championship back when it was vacated. But Barry in 2022, the Psycho knee connects. Oh,
That
boy.
could be it right there.
Oh, he's not done by a long shot. Oh, God. Bat break over the knee, the lateral press, the 2 count on Deaner. And Macklin, to your point, just like that, once again, reaffirming his control and his hatred towards Canada. I do feel like Macklin, though, was trying to do things a better way, especially after that fallout with Mike Santana, where Santana and Macklin won against the Rascals in Chicago and against all odds. But I guess when you literally are, sung out of a company after losing out on a world championship match, I guess that's one way to change morale. Cover. It's a 2 count. I mean, again, what raises a person's ire besides the people?
Not listening to the people.
Well, clearly Macklin's not listening to the people.
Well, why should he? He's a heel. He's supposed to ignore the people.
And Cody Deaner right now might have wanted to listen to himself versus the people as he's in a world of trouble. Macklin with the bat breaker over the knee, stretching Cody Deaner here.
Putting that pressure on the lower back there, the small.
Again, like I said, last year in Toronto at Rebellion, Steve Macklin captured for the very first time ever the TNA World Championship, a pursuit that he was literally on the hunt for a year. Oh, nice knee strike, though, by Cody Deaner. For separation.
Would he have been able to get it had Josh Alexander not gotten injured and had to surrender the title?
It was a big what if that I was wondering too, but to answer that sort of, it was when Josh Alexander returned at 50 Road under non-title conditions. They faced one-on-one for the first time ever. And Josh Alexander got the better of Macklin. So, again, the verdict is out. I don't know. The jury is out, excuse me. And the people are out right now as Cody Deaner, once again, is building momentum here, spreading some imaginary Timmies off on that fist and jagging Macklin's jaw. Now run with the Bulldog. Cody Deaner is feeling something here in Canada. This could be a huge win, like you said in our pre-show here, for Cody Deaner to be a former TNA World Champion. And that high cross body might do it. 2 count only. Still to come tonight in our main event, Matt Hardy and the ABC take on the System and JDC. And it looks like Cody Deaner is looking to finish things off here. We still have yet to hear from Josh Alexander. Oh, wait for that DDT. And Macklin threw Deaner off, though. Whoa! Nice Olympic slam by the bringer of mayhem. Clubbing
I'm
shot.
a couple seconds behind you, but it's all good.
I got you. Clubbing shot back of the head and neck. And let me know you see him home with the trio. Whoa. Uh-oh.
Setting him up, and he's in the trio woe.
And you know what that means, because Macklin's MO is tag him and bag him.
Bag him, yep.
As Cody Deaner might very well be caught in the crosshairs.
Jesus.
Locked and loaded for the final shot. KIA. Cover by Macklin. Mayhem served in Canada.
Yep. KIA leaves Diener DOA.
Yeah. And Cody Diener only has not himself, but the people to blame for this. Well, as the action continues here, and Macklin right now, once again, is ready to come back to America ASAP. Sami Callihan's about to go one-on-one against AJ Francis. Oh, but before that,
What
it's
is
time for
this?
this is another edition of Deathmatch Television, or Death Machine TV.
Aha.
Oh boy, this is going to be reckless. Oh, jeez. Pull up your britches, get ready for a ride. This guy's so unhinged. So he can do whatever he wants to do and say whatever the hell he wants to say. Rule 3. One big dumbass, AJ, accurate. Psycho Sid looking dumbass, and also Rich Swann. Damn! Oh, look, a weather alert. With what?
God damn it. Why does this make me think of some shit that James would do?
Bottom dollar, get footed ass! You know what? Our men should be more energetic like this. Chet Chatterson. Thank you, Chet Chatterson. And now back to Sami Callihan with the news. What the fuck? I got none.
I'm lost.
Welcome to the mad mind of Sami Callihan, JJ. Oh my gosh. As Flop Dollar has a date with the Death Machine. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And that concludes this edition of Death Machine Television. Quite poignant
What
word.
the actual hell? Up!
Georgia!
He appeared.
I believe
I
in Joe
believe
Hendry.
in Joe Hendry.
Do you believe? And of course, we talk about Joe Hendry. Of course, JJ, you and I will be covering Great American Bash next week, where he will be live in concert on Sci-Fi next week on NXT.
I still cannot believe that is going to be a thing, but I am here for it. I am all about it, Noah, and I will get to be there with you on commentary for Joe Hendry's concert in NXT.
And meanwhile, we're back here on TNA with Flop Dollar as AJ Francis is in one-on-one singles action.
Really quick before this starts, this is the first time I'm getting to watch Impact since this NXT thing started, because I've been not renew my Impact subscription. Seeing the NXT logo on Impact is just bizarre.
Right?
Out there, like it's one thing to have on NXT, but I've been watching NXT on the regular. Seeing them actively advertise and segment NXT television in the middle of Impact was just wow. That was unnecessarily cool. Anyway.
It's something that's been going on pretty much ever since Jordan Grace crossed the line. You'll see footage of what their superstars did on that week's TNA, or like at the PLEs, like Battleground and whatnot.
Right.
It's definitely been a sight to behold, and
that's awesome.
I'm here for it, man. Wrestling is in a place that I don't think anybody could have imagined back in 2001 when WCW and ECW went out of business.
And I'll keep saying
and
the same
had Vince and Eric been able to work together during the heyday of the wars, like, could you have imagined this shit? We always go back to, what if Bischoff had opened the doors when DX rolled the tank up? Seriously. Right? What a different world it could have been back then, man.
And I think to myself, what a different world.
Yeah, shout out
Yes,
to
you
Louis
are.
Armstrong, and the Death
Yes.
Machine's about to put a boot up Flopdollar's ass, courtesy of the Deathmatch TV reel. Which again, I don't know what the hell that was, but if Red Man were more exciting like that, I probably would watch the
Damn
weather
it.
more often.
I finished my Cheez-Its last night.
JJ!
I had a box of white cheddar Cheez-Its and I finished them last night.
Damn it, JJ!
I could have had them for the gimmick here tonight with AJ Francis.
Again, AJ Francis right now literally has probably the budget to buy a box of Cheez-Its at this point after losing the Digital Media Championship and his International Heavyweight Championship. And right off the bat,
TNA iMPACT will be in Tampa, Florida, August 2nd and 3rd, SummerSlam weekend, with their next set of tapings.
Ahead of Emergence, which of course will eliminate from Louisville, Kentucky, the end of the month. Thumbs up, thumbs down, clubbing shots to AJ Francis.
TV taping, Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
Performance Center in Florida.
There's that Cycle Sid cosplayer that Sammy Callahan was talking about, by the way.
I think we might get our biggest insurgence of NXT on TNA that weekend, sir.
And meanwhile, AJ Francis just inserted his shoulder right into Sammy Callahan, ran through him. And of course, Sammy Callahan's one man here fighting against technically three men, for being honest here, as AJ's turned this to a proverbial handicap. A lot of leniency being shown here by the referee, but I do think you're on to something, JJ. Why the biggest event of the summer, of course, will be covered by you and company next weekend, as it is official. I literally just got in the email. I got my ticket. Have a great call, guys. I really do think the biggest crossovers to come still have yet to happen, and very well could happen very likely before the end of August.
Yep.
I
mean, it's SummerSlam weekend, so the NXT people ain't going to be anything. They're going to be getting ready for the Bash Night that following Tuesday. So they've got that whole weekend just to themselves, man. And if it's local to them, like I said, I see a huge, kind of storming the castle, if you will.
Yeah, this is accurate. Sammy Callahan, though, getting stormed right now by AJ Francis, just got knocked down hard. And for much as we mock Flop Dollar for, who he is and what he's done, again, he is an opposing individual when you are in the ring with him. I mean, this guy literally is a giant.
No question.
And driving that knee into the back of the throat. And Rich Swann with a cheap shot to the face of Sammy there. Guillotine across the second rope. And again, folks, look at this match here. We've got no commercials for you that watch Access. I'm sorry. Chinlock here by AJ Francis. And Rich Swann again getting heavily involved. Of course, Rich Swann was taken out by Sammy Callahan back at Slammiversary. And the referee needs to get control of this thing ASAP.
Something else to think about, Noah. As we're going into this TV taping that we keep alluding to.
Yeah.
Leading into Emergence. Emergence is only 2 days before NXT's No Mercy. Emergence is literally on Friday, and No Mercy is that Sunday.
You don't
With the Bash in Berlin in the middle in between those. So we could more or less have back-to-back pay-per-views with a huge NXT TNA contingent on it. Think about that.
To also echo the point, of course, we know in September, as we'll talk about our watch-alongs and our intermission between TNA iMPACT and Sleepy Predict, and we also, of course, have freaking Victory Road, September 13th. And then, of course, to follow after that, we know it's Halloween Havoc, which I imagine sounds like it's going to be before TNA's biggest show of the year, Bound for Glory.
PCO for Halloween Havoc.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He'll probably be on his honeymoon for all we know. But anyway, AJ France right now taking
That's a long honeymoon between next week and October.
Hey, I don't know how long our Frankenstein needs that time off. I'm just saying. AJ Francis once again in control.
You know what? I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I could make a not very correct commentary. I'm going to leave it alone.
All right. The power of AJ Francis right now.
If y'all want me to speak on it, super chat.
Oh, Jesus.
Otherwise, I'm just going to leave the commentary alone.
For the sake of this stream, let's keep this with some decorum, folks. And Francis continues right now to just literally leverage his own way against Sami Callihan. About to say, first class, freaking top trash. I still stand by that. Although people have called Sami Callihan a piece of trash his whole life. But this guy's been a TNA original for who knows how long.
Nice little shout out to the Beatles there on the TNA commentary. Get by with a little help from our friends.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Oh my gosh! Would you stand up and get knocked out by him? Jesus. One big shot. AJ Francis just dropped Sami Callihan like a bad habit. Now, but they could drop his other bad habits. What? Anyway.
Cheez-Its?
Well, I don't know if there's such thing as Cheez-Its Anonymous, but again, I'm Team Ritz Bits. Hard Irish Whip.
But we're both anti-Triscuit.
This is accurate. We are
I
losing
feel bad.
our minds.
We're putting over crackers more than we are this match.
Well, again, look what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with Flat Dollar and the guy that literally gave you the winner via Cheez-Its. Again, Montreal, Quebec, Canada right now probably getting Cheez-Its at the concession stand during this. Nobody wants to see Flop Dollar right now. Come on now.
They aren't
Whoa!
buying
Any
Cheez-Its
flop?
at the concession stand. They are at the merch stand buying the brand new Joe Hendry shirts.
That's accurate. Also, Flop Dollar just flopped over the top rope. I guess he hasn't been banned from diving yet. And Sammy
When
right
will
now.
when will we learn on open mic night, Noah, if you're going to Victory Road? That's what inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I figure I told you that when I said I'm going to probably anger people if I say this. I'll just say this. TNA officially has changed some of the venues. And again, Flop Dollar flops from the top rope. And so does my chance of going to the TNA Impact Zone as they move the event from Cleveland to Texas. So the answer is no, not at all.
Bummer.
It is what it is.
I was looking forward to you going, man.
Same. I haven't been to the Impact Zone since Slammiversary 2021 main evented by this guy taking on Kenny Omega for the TNA World Championship. And of course, I also saw the virtual stuff. Dion Purrazzo take on Surprise La Mera Thunder Rosa. I witnessed my first ever Ultimate X. I saw the return of Chelsea Green to TNA, which made me so happy.
Say it right
now. No, she was in TNA at the time.
You will say it right.
No, you can't make me. I'm talking about TNA. That was not her gimmick back then. She was the hot mess, and I love me a hot mess. Damn it, you can't hold that against me. The day that she crosses over to TNA again, I'll say it verbatim. Now, sorry, I got a little bit hot. Then right now, gouging the eyes.
Noah turned into a hot mess there.
It only takes so much. Oh, no! Callahan falls underneath Flop, gets a 2 count, though. Somehow Sammy able to survive that horrible collision between his chest and AJ Francis. Ooh. Friggin' pride be a man's downfall. Uh-oh. And by the way, congratulations to TNA, where Slammiversary was the most viewed and bought TNA event in the history of that app. And buying away AJ Francis' hand, pretending to choke slam, now chopping away. Hey, I mean, you might as well throw the rule back out the window. Sammy pushed off on the ropes, though. Just throws himself into AJ Francis. Rebounds off the ropes. Momentum! Oh, wow!
You dropped him with it, but can he get over there to capitalize?
AJ Francis.
Sammy may be too far away.
Yeah, and AJ Francis doing his best impersonation of D'Lo Brown bobblehead.
I think you better recognize.
Yeah, using the momentum off the ropes to hoist up AJ Francis and plant him with the power slam.
You looking at the real deal now.
And Sammy looking to follow up. Oh, and runs
Big
into a boot. And AJ with the cover in the middle of the ring gets a 2 count. And again, the looming threat of Rich Swann on the outside. What the hell? Look at that leg drop. I know somebody was about to rant here in a moment. Sliding forearm strap by Sammy. The cover gets a 2 count. I can only imagine what Jeff Meacham thought about that.
Brother.
I feel like
Doesn't work for me, brother.
I feel like he's gonna have worse to say regarding Flop Dollar's not there to the Immortal One, but we'll leave that alone for now. What a week to come to actually watch TNA. And look at Rich Swann trying to get involved here once again. And look at this Sid Vicious cosplayer. Whoa! Just laid out Simon Callahan.
He
And the referee
can't be
never
a Sid Vicious cosplayer until he stabs Santino backstage. Or jumps off the top rope and breaks his leg.
Oh! And Sammy Mine just got wiped up with the choke slam. Top trash wins. Flop Dollar wins. And
that was
it was
actually
not
a solid match. You know, again, we sit here, we clown AJ Francis, Top Dollar, Flop Dollar.
As we should.
But he is having the run of his life right now in TNA. They are using him way better than WWE did. They're accentuating his strengths, hiding his weaknesses. They're doing a good job with him over here. Got to give him that.
Anyway, we go backstage now to somebody I care much more about, Rosemary. What? We are envy. We are pride. We are wrath. Number more than 7. Assassin. Dealer of the Shadow. Apparently, in front of the Under Rummy is nothing. Rosemary's losing her mind.
Can't lose what you never had to begin with.
We vote for the Hive. We don't deserve to speak for the Hive. I don't hear him anymore. Who am I? Nothing? He is literally coming to pieces. But still to come tonight after that bizarre self-reflection. Matt Hart and the ABC tagged alongside to take on the System and JDC. And of course, we'll still hear from Josh Alexander, who betrayed TNA and cost Joe Hendry. But coming up next, Intergender Warfare, Eric Young, Jordan Graves take on Alex Hammerstone and Ash by Elegance. And to your point, JJ, TNA's nonstop summer will continue during SummerSlam weekend from the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa Bay, Florida. You folks can still get your ticket. And of course, the next time we'll cover TNA here in the Multiverse Media on pay-per-view PLD level, it'll be Emergence Friday, August 30th. That'll be coming forth from Louisville, Kentucky. And we are back here inside the Impact Zone, getting ready for Hammerstone to tag alongside Ash by Elegance, courtesy of Santino Morella's conflict with the personal concierge, as both these individuals are looking for a bit of revenge after their losses at Slammiversary. This is what happens when we do it. No commercials, by the way, folks. Yeah.
That's right. TNA Impact is the one show each week that we do watch-alongs for where you don't have to worry about Noah saying, fuck television.
And you know what? I'm damn proud that that is a fact. Again, we saw Alex Hammerstone literally jaw-jacking Santino Morella after getting just caught. He literally just got caught by Eric Young in a roll-up. But of course, the same argument was made by the personal concierge, saying, of course, that the Knockouts World Championship should be on Ash by Elegance. Speaking of which, here she is. Oh, and there's the concierge.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Breathe, JJ. Breathe.
We were told earlier today in the chat room that if we can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. So
unless it's
if I am more quiet during this match than I have been this evening, you know why.
All I'm going to say is someone needs to ice the concierge and send him back to America on the cheapest way possible, and don't put a fragile label on the box. Again, Ash by Elegance, though, came with a great game plan, attacking the back of Jordynne Grace, trying to neutralize her strength and prevent being caught in the Juggernaut driver. She almost had a counter for every possible scenario of that move, but eventually Jordynne Grace was able to connect with it, and that is why Jordynne Grace is still our TNA Knockouts World Champion. But of course, Rosemary came out of the crowd and ran the concierge off with a knife.
That she did.
I still don't understand the premise behind that or what Rosemary just said. And I almost wonder if Rosemary is still somewhere here in the building, and does she still have the concierge in her sights?
We will find out soon enough.
Well, right now, Ash by Elegance and Alex Hammerstone, they have their eyes set on revenge, if nothing else. Up. And here comes a man that's died and been brought back to life 10 times over and won every title here in TNA. This is a unique Titantron and Fiend, by the way. I just want to say that for the record. Here comes the world-class Maniac! Eric Young, who literally ushered in the return of TNA and, of course, brought us into Slammiversary before it took the world by storm on the airways on pay-per-view. Eric Young, of course, famously known here at Canada, surprising us all on a match that wasn't even known beforehand, and then getting surprised himself by the return of Alex Hammerstone and outlasting him, out-wrestling him. And the ever so savvy Eric Young getting the victory over Hammerstone. Brains literally beat brawn. That's a unique match, by the way. Eric Young's got one of the most unique minds in this business. There's no denying that.
That is an understatement.
Well, again, Alex Hammerstone and Ash by Elegance might be looking for a turning point here in their TNA careers. And of course, becoming Turning Point Friday, November 29th, folks. You get your tickets from WrestleCade weekend. That will be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And you know Eric Young sporting his Montreal Canucks attire tonight. I know sports a little bit. Sorry, Jeff. And here comes the most prolific women's champion in the business, the Juggernaut, Jordynne Grace.
Did you say EY is wearing a Canadiens jersey?
No, tights.
Okay. Well, either way, go Ash and Hammerstone.
Damn it. And of course, Jordynne Grace, JJ, like you said, literally crossed the line beginning of Royal Rumble and has already took on everybody possible to demonstrate why she is one of the best in the world in and out of NXT and TNA. Izzy Dane, Tatum Paxley, Ash by Elegance, the latest in the tally of this run for Jordynne Grace.
Yes, yes. Jordynne Grace has done a lot to really kind of help this NXT partnership.
And again, I will say, give credit where credit's due for an incredible effort and game plan put in with Ash by Elegance. And of course, this is Jordynne Grace's third Knockouts World Championship. And I don't know what Ash was doing prior to the bell. And clearly, Jordynne Grace, though, respects what Ash did at Slammiversary, brought a good fight. Oh! JJ, mark the time. Ash just fucked up. Ash by Elegance just got the Botox slipped out of her lips. The scoop slam by Jordynne Grace to Ash. Taking her down with the chop.
Jesus.
And I think Jordynne Grace has had enough of Ash's ignorance. And Ash right now grabbing the locks of Jordynne Grace, trying to take advantage. Counter, though, and uh-oh. Oh, God! Planted! Cover! 2 count. What a spine buster.
I think that's going to be her new name. I'm going to ditch the dimeless Dana Brooke, and it'll be Ignorance by Ash instead of Ash by Elegance.
Well, I still like to think there's some intelligence there. The fact that she was able to take Jordan Grace as far as she did at Slammiversary. Now, maybe she can try and flop tonight and find a weakness here. I do wonder, again, the condition of Jordan Grace. I mean, again, she got worked over heavy during that match. Big DDT by Ash, Tad Alex Hammerstone. Now the men come into play. Down in legal in the matchup now, and Eric Young and Alex Hammerstone picking up where they left off at Slammiversary. Irish whip, though. Reversal by Alex Hammerstone. Young up and over. Lands on the apron. Plants the shoulder. Again, Eric Young, the savvy vet of TNA here. An Irish whip by Alex Hammerstone. Brought back off concussion protocol. Oh! After that last man stand match at Rebellion, Eric Young with the cover. It's a 1 count.
I miss the old EY.
Which
The
EY?
EY that would get scared when Pyro would get off. Don't fire Eric. The EY that was Knockouts Tag Team Champion with ODB.
Hammerstone grabbing the throat of Eric Young. Eric Young counting though. Uh-oh. What? God! Belly to belly.
Huge belly to belly there.
Raw power by Alex Hammerstone. Again, the former MLW heavyweight champion. Cover by Hammerstone. Gets a 2 count. Yeah, Hammerstone right now getting his own chance for revenge. And Ash by Elegance is cheering him on from the apron. Seems very confident. Alex Hammerstone getting the win here tonight in this impromptu intergender tag team match. I almost do wonder, though, that loss to Eric Young, has it just fueled Alexander even more? Has it made him more dangerous? But also has it made him more reckless? Oof. Hammerstone rushing at Roman Sternum first into the corner. And this is a critical moment here for either to make a tag. Tag made to Ash. Well, Ash, though, cheap shot, though, to Jordan Grace.
Oh, preventing Jordan from getting into the matchup.
And look at Ash here, literally attacking Eric Young, the senton. And now bullying Eric Young and pulling him towards Alex Hammerstone.
Well, I mean, men have to fight the men, women have to fight the women, but with EY being a former Knockouts Tag Champion, I guess Ash can actually legally fight him.
Well, also TNA, I mean, it's almost like, thanks to Jordan Grace especially, you blur the lines, but I also hate that you are kind of right. And you notice the concierge looking over his shoulder, by the way, wondering if Rosemary's going to sneak up against him with a knife. Tab made. It's Hammerstone hoisting up Ash! Military press release on top of Eric Young for a 2 count. There's a unique team up here. It seems to be working rather well. Eric Young far away from his corner. Golly, what a backdrop. And a cover. Kick out at 2. Show the back suplex there. Still a kind of night, of course, we'll hear from Josh Alexander Stone, who will, I hope, explain his actions against Joe Hendry at Slammiversary. And, of course, our main event, 6-man tag at Hardy ABC versus JC. Inside crowd. Ooh, swap back into the guy for Eric Young again. And Eric Young's speed right now. Oh, man! Just ran through Hammerstone. Right now, Hammerstone and Young down in the middle of the ring, JJ. Critical moment here to make the tag to Jordan Grace. This window of opportunity is only going to stay open for so long. Can Eric Young make the tag? There's the tag to Jordan. There's the tag to Ash. And you know Jordan wants to meet Ash by Elegance again. Oh, wow. Fast and Furious 4 momentum here for the Juggernaut TNA against Ash. Irish with reversal. Ash then torso first to the turnbuckles. And Jordan Grace with the power slam. Follow up off the second. Vader bomb. Deep hook on the leg at 2 counts.
Not enough. Close, though.
Fast and furious offense here by Jordan Grace, but great resilience shown by Ash by Elegance. Looking for that Juggernaut driver, the move that beat us Slammiversary. Again, the concierge, once again, probably scouting for his life. Tag made by, whoa. Alex Hammerstone got tripped up. Nice impromptu teamwork there. Jawbreaker by Eric Young as Alex Hammerstone's back in. Jordan Grace, though, and Ash by Elegance catching up with the forearms. Looking for the Irish whip, but Ash again outpowered by the TNA Knockouts World Champion with the steamroller. Rolled through with a Death-Eye driver. What? God, but Eric Young got planted by Hammerstone. Ash is down. Eric Young's down, but look who's up. Oh, boy.
Hammerstone and Jordan Grace. Here we go.
Hey, look at this face-off. Yeah, who you got on this one, JJ?
Jordan Grace.
And Jordan Grace might not have the height differential here, but Jordan Grace hoisting up Hammerstone, the shoulder, you can't. Uh-oh. Just for a moment, looking to overpower Hammerstone from the outside, and Ash, though, what a meteor from the apron! And Hammerstone isolated in the ring now with Eric Young. I have no idea who's legal. The Hammerstone takes advantage of the full Nelson. Eric Young trying to fight back, though. Hoisting up Hammerstone on the shoulders. Oh, God. And Death-Eye driver by Hammerstone, and Ash scared away by the world-class Maniac.
She was running.
Eric Young, though, is climbing to the top rope, looking for that top of elbow drop. Oh, the concierge distracting him and taking the base underneath him. Again, unaware of the official. Now Hammerstone looking to break Eric Young. Hammerstone with the torture rack. Argentine backbreaker. He did the Slammiversary, and this time gets the win. A little bit of, I guess, revenge served tonight by Alex Hammerstone and Ash by Elegance.
Gotta wonder if that's going to put Ash in contention for another title shot, considering her team got the victory there.
Well, speaking of victories, here's a man who did not get a victory, but he did cost Joe Hendry. The walking weapons all smiles. We're going to give him Josh Alexander next. We return to TNA. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying our coverage. Shout out to everyone out there. Darren G, Matt Helms, Jordan Kirby, Emmanuel. Of course, the man makes this possible. Jeff Mutter, I can say it, timer. Meacham, Wesley, and of course, Daniel. Thank you all for tuning into our coverage here tonight of TNA Wrestling. Please like, comment, tell a friend. And if you want to dictate the conversation, don't need to dictate. Casting Steels, Jeff Meacham, Never Greg Cherry Brand. Super Chat, as simple as that, as this week of nonstop action and wrestling coverage is far from over. Of course, after tonight, we'll be simply predicting Great About It for Desire, but we got the system backstage right now.
We
and the only champion
need
left.
Everybody to super chat. Jeff and I are struggling to hit the payout goal for this month. We're less than $100 away from getting Noah to enroll at the prestigious university that is Chase U. If we can get that in before Tuesday, Noah will have to support Thea Hale in her bid for the women's title against Roxanne Perez. Let's make it happen, people. Super chat, so that Noah has to join the esteemed Chase University.
Well, that's a whole different conversation for another day, and that's a whole different form of hatred in my heart. Speaking of hate, this man with pure hate for Joe Hendry, new Titantron, new attitude. Josh Alexander has arrived in the impact zone as an unwelcomed guest. By the way, I think Alicia just clearly saw that I don't think the system even trusts in themselves anymore. Dejected and defeated. And of course, Josh Alexander was defeated in the six-way eliminator. As we go back to Slammiversary, it was Joe Hendry holding up Josh for a standing ovation. And Josh took the low road, the low blow, and eliminated Joe Hendry with a C4 spike and continued the assault afterwards, yelling that he is the heart and soul of TNA. If that's not the definition of pure envy and jealousy, JJ, I don't know what is. Oh, boy. And that moment since has been literally sticking in my crawl. Why, Josh? Why? I thought you believed. You literally let the man sign the contract last Thursday on TNA Wrestling.
It was all part of the setup.
Yeah, well, it's just a stewing jealousy. Let's hear what Josh Alexander has to say. Montreal saying you suck.
I would tend to agree with them right now.
I mean, based on his actions, it's really hard to argue.
When the mic goes up, your mouth gets closed.
That's never worked in wrestling. Make it real easy right now. What's he referring to, making it real easy right now? What are you saying? Yeah, my home city. Real city. Toronto, Canada. Yeah, someone told me Toronto and Montreal are not on the best terms. Just guessing. If you're wondering why we're signs, folks, Josh Alexander has a mic. And he is bad-mouthing Montreal. Little girls.
To be fair, Jeff has been bad-mouthing Montreal all night, so.
That's a whole different conversation, though, right?
Maybe.
There might be a little bit of similarity there. The colors of Josh Alexander's jersey speaks volumes here. All right. I mean, we are on a literal borrowed time here, so let's say your piece.
Damn it, Jeff.
You freaking idiot. What's the answer to that question? Yes? You hater?
Drops the mic.
You
guys don't deserve an explanation.
Oh, listen to this freaking... Boo this man out the building.
I'm going to call it now, Noah. Emergence, Josh Alexander versus Joe Hendry.
Well, maybe the audience can sing him out of Montreal tonight before Joe Hendry creates another instant classic. You know that Joe Hendry is going to have a rebuttal.
Na 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 na.
Say farewell. Yeah, you've overstayed. You're welcome. Josh Alexander not giving the people the answer they're looking for. Well, still more questions than answers. They say actions speak louder than words. There's your definition of it right there. Again, how long has this been developing for the Walking Weapon? On a more positive note, we look back at NXT, was this past Tuesday that the Rascals in six-man tag team action took on the tag team champions, NJ Von Evans, with the Hot Fire Flame and Wesley the Tope Conalo. It was the Rascals that pinned one half of the NXT tag team champions, Zachary with pin Axiom. And in the process, respect was earned and gained and shown between NXT and TNA.
I'm going back to what I was talking about on the pre-show with Wentz having been the one to get the pinfall. Who will he choose when they challenge for the titles? Because you know that's going to happen. Will it be Wentz and Miguel? Or will it be Wentz and Wes Lee, considering they never lost their titles?
Yeah, well, that's a whole different story. Speaking of stories, how about the story of Speedball Mike Billy coming home to Montreal and winning the X Division Championship for a second time, submitting Mustafa Ali in a sharpshooter called by Earl Hebner. That's not that you cannot ask for a more poetic, rightful conclusion, restoring the prestige of the X Division Championship. And look at this.
Jeff with an interesting point here on the screen. With Josh back on the dark side and his former partner sitting atop another mountain, how long before TNA brings the North back together?
I mean, the North did rule TNA, the tag team division, but also, speaking of history, it was literally Trey Miguel and Speedball Mike Billy having one of the best matches of the X Division Championship in the last run of Speedball's run as champion. Wait a minute. There you go. Congrats. Future respect earned by the Rascals. Speedball my Billy. God love seeing that.
Can I get Wesley versus Speedball, please? Wesley was not successful in his bid to dethrone Oba Feby for the North American title. Can I get Wesley versus Speedball for the X Division title?
I mean, again, we still don't know what's ahead fully next week. Our main event's next, but let's go ahead and find out what's on next week, Thursday. Besides the wedding of Steph DeLander and PCO. You know what? Is this just becoming a weekly thing now?
Looks like it. As long as NXT is crossing over, I think it is, Noah.
Well, Spitfire Monster Slammiversary goes one with Jody Fret. Rosemary makes her in-ring return, and it is official. Mustafa Ali will challenge Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship as the era of the Watching Man begins, where we are looking at a whole new system, and that'll be all new next week, Thursday, on TNA iMPACT. A stacked night of action ahead,
Jeff.
once again.
Don't do that to me, Jeff.
But once again, Jeff from Multiverse of Media, it is time for our TNA iMPACT main event. Can the system reboot itself back to promise starting tonight? They definitely were not in the mood earlier. And Slammiversary was the downfall of the system. Brian Myers and the Edwards, of course, lost the TNA Tag Team Championships to ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay. And JDC was virtually deleted by Broken Matt Hardy after 3 Twisted Fates.
I'll tell y'all what, in the chat room, I will legit sit here next Thursday and wear a shirt and tie for the wedding if I can hit the Super Chat payout goal before the end of the month.
Oh, for the love of Pete. I might as well show up.
You're already in a suit.
I always
You're already
am.
Dressed good. Exactly.
I always am.
But I will sit here in a shirt and tie next week for iMPACT for the wedding if we hit the payout goal for the Casa channel by the 30th.
Well, we'll see if we get a payout tonight for the system.
And if we hit the payout for Jeff's channel also, I'll have the sport coat on top of it.
Oh, good grief.
In this 100-degree weather that we've been having up here.
My
channel, just the shirt and tie. Jeff's channel, too, the sport coat as well.
Well, I guess people will think you're dressed up too sweet as we welcome in our new TNA World Tag Team Champions, the ABC, now 3-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, who beat the system. And so did this man.
In order to answer Emmanuel, I need a little over 50, but you've also got to figure YouTube takes their cut, and Jeff will message you with his need.
Well, that being said, delete!
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 Delete! All the deletes in the chat. Broken Matt Hardy here, channeling the 7 deities in the name of the fallen Queen Rebecca and Brother Miro, teaming alongside the ABC. Matt Hardy got a good dose of revenge during the opening contest, JJ, as we know, at Slammiversary. But I think he still is far from done with JDC. I'm pretty sure if the referee didn't remind him about discretion, I think the ref would have reversed the call of how many times he literally twisted JDC. It's a brutal, brutal finish. Family is always the greatest motivation. Anger fueled by a fallen wife and a broken brother. This is a unique 6-man main event. I also just want to point out here as well, you notice the most dejected person in that system segment backstage was Moose. Do you think Moose will actually come out here and help, or does Moose even believe anymore in the system?
It's a very valid point. We'll definitely have to find out.
Well, in the meantime, action underway here. Quick tag so far between Matt Hardy and Ace Austin. Isolating Brian Myers. And Ace Austin taking a page out of Matt Hardy's playbook. Tag. JDC, of course, again, who literally cost the Nemeth brothers against the system and cost the Hardys, breaking Jeff Hardy in their first TNA tag team match in 7 years.
Frequent tags here in the babyface corner. That's the way to do it. Matt Hardy with the elbow to the shoulder of Brian Myers there.
But again, I mean, ever since Brooke and Matt Hardy returned home to TNA at the end of Rebellion, he literally sends the entire system to deletion. And he's been at wars with all 4 men, and Alicia Edwards for that matter. And now all 6 men here. Uh-oh. How quick things turn. And the system right now is wiped out from the ring. This 6-man main event continues, folks. Stay along with us. Again, we have no commercials on TNA Impact. Thank you, YouTube. We are back here at TNA Impact 6-man tag main event and what has been the Fox Slammiversary. Of course, we welcome in the new TNA World Champion, Nick Nemeth. We saw the black-hearted Josh Alexander with little to no words that he was sung out of the building. Macklin destroyed Cody Deaner and said, "Screw you, Canada. Can't wait to get back to America." And unfortunately, Flopdower beat Sammy Callahan thanks to the assistance of his top trash entourage. And as by elegance announced, Hammerstone got some revenge against Jordan Grace and Eric Young. And made official next week, it will be Nick Nemeth defending the TNA World Championship. Cover, 2 count, against Mustafa Ali. And it looks like we're also going to get Ryan Nemeth versus Frank Kazarian, as well as knockouts action with Rosemary's in-ring return, as well as want to have a Spitfire, Jody Fred, taking on Macho Slamovich. Great combination here by Ace Austin. Uh-oh, click, click, boom! Here's the cover, hook of the leg, middle of the ring, gets a 2 count. And also the wedding, I almost forgot, between PCO and Steph DeLander. Doc. Again, JJ Williams, Noel Foster on the call for you, folks. Thank you again for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend as NXT continues to be a thing weekly here on the Multiverse of Media. We will continue to cover NXT and TNA as long as we are able to. Beautiful drop kick there by Ace Austin to Eddie Edwards.
Good luck, Emmanuel. May the force be with you. May the odds be ever in your favor.
The system literally broke down Saturday. Will the system finally be fully shut down tonight if they lose the 6-man tag team contest?
No, I don't think so. I think Bound for Glory will be the ultimate demise of the system. I think they're going to carry on for just this next couple of months, holding on by the thread.
Ooh.
But I think Bound for Glory will be the ultimate demise of the system.
Great double team.
Double drop kick there by the ABC.
Covered by Ace. Couldn't even get a 1 count, though, that time. And Eddie Edwards right now on instinct alone might be just desperately reaching out for the tag. To your point, though, I also got to consider again, well, speaking of the system,
Moose.
The former TNA World Champion, the face of the franchise, who's been the face of TNA since Hard to Kill, by the way, who was pinned by Joe Hendry.
Looking like he stole the pants out of Lex Luger's closet when he was doing the Lex Express.
Clearly, Moose believes that he has to trust in the system if he's ever going to have any chance of regaining the TNA World Championship. The numbers gain heavily against right now ABC and Broken Matt Hardy. Moose literally flanking his team. And right now, though, again, the numbers here, it's not good. And this is what the system literally has used to their advantage to literally rule TNA.
But the ABC are used to fighting from underneath here. You know, this is not new territory for them.
Oh, man. The knees planted into the mat. Tag made by Beta Ace and ABC teeing off against JDC. Sweep of the leg. Combination Gamaguri Insaguri here. And Ace with the cover gets a 2 count. And again, if I could just add again to your point about the numbers getting fighting from underneath, I mean, that's kind of been the MO of anybody we have seen rise to promise here in TNA. And of course, we're looking towards TNA's nonstop summer here. We, of course, have Emergence. We have Victory Road. And then they're going to be, of course, still in San Antonio, moving to South Carolina. Bound for Glory still unknown. So we have no show for October, but we know Turning Point will be the end of November. And I believe TNA Wrestling is also released something regarding Final Resolution in December. Go to TNAWrestling.com, folks, for more details. And of course, we'll keep you in tune when we may cover those here at the JMN Multiverse of Media. Stay tuned for our... Wait a minute! Wait a minute! You said his name earlier! Joe Hendry! Do you believe? I believe in Joe Hendry. Remember what Matt Hardy said earlier on, JJ? Somebody that they believe in could support them. He's got 252 pounds of pure motivation by them.
Well, I
Joe
mean, it was
Hendry.
Joe Hendry who pinned Moose and eliminated him from the contest.
Exactly. If you're going to have
Joe
backup,
Hendry, Joe Hendry pinned the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He just was unable to claim the prize as he waves his arms in front of the former champion.
And to your point, remember, prior to Slammiversary, Joe Hendry was the last person to pin Moose. Joe Hendry has been Moose's undoing every time. As the six-man tag main event continues, Joe Hendry is here in the impact zone, folks. Do you believe? Joe Hendry in the corner.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Damn right. King, you freaking hater. Give it the times. Joe Hendry right now again. Listen to the people. So meanwhile, though, the six-man... I got a little bit.
I have a feeling this
there.
is going to turn into a 4-on-4. Probably not tonight, but for one of the next couple of shows that we see here, Noah.
Yeah, I can see
this
it.
This is not going to be the end of this.
No, not by a long shot. But I also will tell you this, JJ. In the history of Emergence, they're known to have multi-person team main events. You may have just figured out the main event for Emergence. Axe handle there by Ace Austin, dropping Brian Myers. Again, Joe Hendry, of course, who literally was the first opposition to the system. The very first person that Moose rendered a joke. Who's on the banner of the joke now, considering, to your point, Moose got pinned by Joe Hendry. And Joe Hendry is the reason why the system failed and no longer is in control of the TNA World Championship. Oof. And right now, Ace Austin in a world of trouble here. The system teeing off. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers looking to once again get back in title contention. Clubbing shots here and forearms now being applied by Eddie Edwards to Ace Austin. And Joe Hendry's not impressed. About to say, so much for having control of the situation. Now we got 250 pounds of pure motivation.
The answer to all life's problems.
Ooh. And Ace Austin right now teeing up against JDC. That fun in the eye, though. Like Dirty Dango. Still dirty, even if his name's changed. Hard Irish whip. Torso first with the turnbuckles. This flawed part of the system, if you want to call it that. Oh! Still a very effective wrestler when he can be. There's a cover by JDC. Gets a 1 count on Ace Austin. I heard that, audience member. Do you believe? Yes, I believe. I believe in Joe Hendry since freaking ICW. Oh, God. And I believe that's such for Ace Austin. Hendry looks on, of course. You know, I got to wonder what's going through Joe Hendry's mind. I mean, it's been a week of ups and downs for him. He lost at Slammiversary. He's going to have a concert next week on NXT Great American Bash. And he still doesn't know Josh Alexander's MO or hatred against him. And there you see Alicia Edwards, a little bit cheat code, coming into play by the system. And Joe Hendry again confronting the former TNA World Champion. And things are beginning to deteriorate here in this six-man tag main event, JJ.
As we knew they would, Noah. As we knew they would.
And again, for those that are tuning in from Access TV, yes, you just came back, and Joe Hendry is in the corner of ABC and broken Matt Hardy. And of course, we knew the system was going to use all the advantages possible. So this is brilliant by Matt Hardy to say his name. Up and over. Tag made to Chris Bay. And Chris Bay right now comes in off the hot tag, wiping out Brian Myers. The system looking to take back control any way possible. Great net breaker there, though, by the art of finesse himself. And off the second rope, Chris Bay with a double stomp to the back. Falls in. Oh, clubbing shot in the back of the head. And sometimes you just got to outplay the numbers game. Oh, and again, Alicia Edwards. That freaking Harvey. Tag made to Eddie Edwards. Off. And Eddie Edwards taking a cheap shot now against Matt Hardy. And the one time the cheat code didn't work is the reason why the system doesn't have the tag team championship. It was a miscommunication by Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers that took out Alicia Edwards and gave ABC the moment they needed to win. And right now, Chris Bay catapult. Oh, needs a forearm. Laid out across the knees. Slingshot, elbow drop across Chris Bay. Great combination, obviously, by the system. Gets a 2 count. Oh, man. That knife edge chop. You thought Moose thought the win was already done there, JJ. Again, all it takes is 3 seconds, folks. And JDC right now with Chris Bay in the middle of the ring. And the jury's still out, by the way, if JDC is actually beneficial to the system or detrimental. And again, next week, it will be the self-proclaimed king of TNA without a crown. Covered by JDC, gets a 2 count. Figures there and goes one-on-one against the Hollywood hunk, Nick Nemeth. And we are going to call a TNA World Championship match, JJ. The one-man Nick Nemeth defense against Mustafa Ali.
That's going to be a hell of a match. I'm here for it, Noah.
And the first time that the TNA World Championship will be defended on impact since November last year.
That's crazy.
The last time the TNA World Championship was defended was Alex Shelley versus Jonathan Gresham on TNA Impact Television.
That's nuts to think about.
And it just goes to show, again, we are in a new era since the system failed, but are trying to reboot tonight. And again, what a week it's been for TNA in general. And again, Joe Hendry, of course, people learned who he is across TNA and NXT and the entire wrestling world this past Tuesday with that video package. Will be giving us a live concert next week on NXT's Great American Bash. We will cover here, folks, and that'll be on Sci-Fi. Adjust your DVRs and channel guys accordingly due to the Olympics. Sci-Fi, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time across the next 2 weeks. Great American Bash, presented by NXT. And Chris Bay literally thrown up throat first into the second rope. And again, if the system loses here, I almost would think that they're literally on the verge of shutting down. ABC chance raining out here. Eddie Edwards, Iceland, Chris Bay. Chris Bay up and over. Sunset flip attempt for the pin. Tag. Tag man. Chris Bay on. Wait a minute. Clubbing shot in the back of the head of Brian Myers. Here's the cover of the leg. It's a 2 count. Great tag team wrestling here. 101. That blind, nonverbal communication. Making your opponent unaware of a situation. And now JDC legal here. Hoisting up Chris Bay. Turn him inside out there. Cover of the leg. That's a 2 count. Woof. And you know, Dango's always been just a weird anomaly of this business. But when he actually focuses, he's quite kibble in that ring. And dangerous.
Yeah, no question.
Guy that beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. Guy that took Josh Alexander for 15 minutes. One half of the former Fashion Police alongside Tyler Breeze. And right now, Chris Bay needs to make a tag, just finding off Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards popping him up and sending him down. Cheap shot to Ace Austin. Double underhook. Chris Bay finds Bethel. Catches Eddie Edwards as a Gray and takes him down. Critical moment here for Bay and Edwards that could very determine the match as we know it. And Joe Hendry motivating from the outside. Brooklyn Matt Hardy stands ready. Tammy JDC. Tammy to Matt. Yeah, JDC, I know, wants no part of Brooklyn Matt Hardy ever having that Slammiversary.
I don't blame him for that.
And right now, Matt Hardy again looking to delete JDC. And we're back to Brooklyn Matt Hardy and JDC, our opening contest. Oh, God! Cover! Two! No! Just ripped him off and planted him down. There's still some punishment left for Brooklyn Matt Hardy to dish out here, it looks like, to the entire system. Eddie Edwards sent to the outside, though. Brian Myers coming in. Uh-oh. 2 for 1! That breaker DDT cover again by Matt Hardy gets a 2 count. Take a look at this, JJ. Great combination. Oh, God.
Matt still has it.
Now Myers, though, coming in, though, trying to help JDC. Now Ace Austin, though, isolating Brian Myers. Referee losing control here. The system, once again, looking to play the numbers game and take control. Bay squares off against the Edwards. Ace squares against Brian Myers. Matt Hardy squares against JDC. And all 3 men looking to be deleted. Wonderful. Uh-oh. Yeah, shades of his brother there with poetry in motion.
It's got him set up. Side effect.
Got it. Ace Austin off the top. The Swanton bomb. Cover. Isolated. Ah, the system breaks it up.
Of course they do. Come on now, Noah.
Again, using your opponents to leverage control. This is how the system works. This match has been just volatile since the bell rang. And right now, the ABC looking to fly up against the former tag champs. Wipes them out with stereotope suicidas. Brian Myers set up far up the entranceway. And the system here might be on the verge of crashing. Alicia Edwards again distracting the referee. Joe Henry, though, coming around the corner. Gets in the midsection. And Moose. Watch Moose. Watch Moose. Oh, no!
Spear to JDC turns him inside out.
And Joe Henry just took Moose out. Henry picking up where he left off at Slammiversary. The man who ensured that we would finally see the system shut down. Twist of fate by Hardy. And tap made to Chris Bay. Looking to ascend to the high-risk district. Fuck God! Frog splash cover. The system loses again. Now that's motivational. ABC and the Matt Hardy with some great help from Joe Hendry once again find a way to beat the system. The history of TNA continues to grow here. Do you believe in the future? Do you believe in Joe Hendry? For the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams, I'm the Seminole Foster. We will see you here shortly for City Predicting, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Thanks for tuning our coverage of TNA Wrestling. Stop it. Stop it.
I will not, and you cannot make me.
See you on 30 minutes. Cut the damn feed.
Oh, hold on. Does producer man want to come back in and sign off real quick?
Yeah, it gets transferred to our watch on trailer. Get that off the
Avatar
screen.
man. No, we will not, and you cannot make us.
I think I can just sign off with this shit right here. This shit right here on the screen. I think personally. However,
that's not right.
I will do our boy Foster a solid and instead remind everybody that at the bottom of the hour, we will be going live with our Simply Predicting of Death Before Dishonor, which takes place tomorrow, which is bananas because no sleep at the new house for Jeff. But yes, Simply Predicting will be coming up in a short, so please tune in across the Simple Man brand, the Constantine Studios, and the Jeff Media Network. We'll be live in a short. Everybody grab yourself snacky, drinky, drink. We'll take a leaky leak, and we'll be back. But for now, this has been our coverage of TNA Impact for July 25th, 2024. And we will see you guys next week. Coming up next at 7:30. And all throughout the weekend and the rest of next week across the ever-exhausted Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Across the multiverse.
Chase.